Hello everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Bunkered Podcast. I'm Michael McEwen, thank you very much for tuning in. Tiger Woods, Tiger Woods. No prizes for guessing who or what we're talking about on this week's episode. But it's not just Tiger. We're only a week away from the first major of the season, the Masters. We'll be dipping our toe into that a little bit, as well as Gary Woodland's remarkable victory on the PGA Tour over the weekend, and a Ryder Cup in Bolton. Of all places, Bolton. Could it really happen? We'll be discussing that over the next hour or so. So hello, welcome. Thank you for your time. Always a pleasure to have your company. Yeah, what a weekend it's been. Tiger Woods. Man, does that guy know how to make a headline. We have to discuss that, and we'll try and do it in the most informed, but forgive us, also the most sensible way possible. First thing to say at the very start, before I bring in the two chaps, is that, you know, if Tiger Woods, it's obviously a live and active police matter. So forgive us if we don't speculate too much. If you're here for that, if you're here for some sort of salacious gossip, you're in the wrong place, I'm afraid. We're only going to deal with the facts as we know them. If you want the salacious gossip and you want that sort of stuff, well, you don't have to look too far on X to find it. So good luck with that. Anyway, let's bring them in. The performance editor of Bunkered and the gear editor of Bunkered, Lewis Fraser and James Tate. Gentlemen, hello, welcome. How are we both?
Yeah,
very well. How are you?
Doing well, Michael.
Doing good, thank you, James. Have you recovered, first and foremost? Are you better?
I am better, yeah. That was, we won't go into it. It was a ropey few days. Let's just leave it at that.
Yes.
Temperatures were high, the sweats were great, and lost about half a stone, so...
Yeah, please say no more.
That's probably as much as anyone wants to know.
Genuinely, when you said, have you recovered, I thought you meant from the clocks changing at the weekend.
It's like, nah, jet lag.
Time zone.
Got jet lag, lads. Time zone's not good.
I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying this jumper that you're wearing. It's not quite Masters green, but I see it now, it's Galvin green. Very nice.
Little Galvin green.
Yeah, that's a nice little number.
It's actually... I think I got this last year, actually, to be fair. I've just...
Retro.
It's cold enough now to wear it, to be honest, but
okay.
It's keeping me warm.
Glad to hear it. Lewis, how about you? You had a good weekend? You were at the Scotland-Japan game, like yours truly?
I've hardly recovered. It was just so exhilarating. Like saying after to my mates, like I've never been at Hampden for an atmosphere like that. Just I'm joking.
Thoroughly lackluster.
It was lackluster, yeah. But it's funny, like we spoke about this before. Like obviously it's a friendly playing against Japan, who are a really good team. I think they're like ranked top 20 in the world and like regularly get out of World Cup groups. And they're beating us 1-0. Folk around me like losing the plot as if we just like something terrible just happened. Like last time we were here, we qualified to the World Cup, and people are like booing like Steve Clark. I'm not going to say the words because Will be upset with me for swearing in the first 2 minutes of the pod. But there was a lot of that going on. Like, just settle down, lads. It wasn't that bad.
Not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, no, I was there, and then we're both heading to Liverpool, to Everton's stadium. Yeah, sorry, I didn't give it the full title. Tomorrow morning, so that'll be good to
Separately,
see us.
I hasten to add.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going with your friends, I'm going with mine. Never the twain
We do
shall
have
meet.
other friends, don't we?
Well, I do.
We're
It's
going to end up like
unconfirmed that Lewis is not going on his own tomorrow, so we'll see.
Sitting beside each other. That's going to end up happening, isn't it? Yeah.
That won't happen. We're in the standing section, you know, the safe standing. That's a big thing at football grounds again.
Oh,
so yeah.
I don't know what bit we're in this match.
I'm excited to have a pint at the football though.
Yes,
because you know, if you're listening from England or overseas, you might not understand this. Scottish listeners will definitely get it. We're not allowed to drink at the football. Maybe for good reasons, but yeah, it'll be interesting to have a pint.
We're so badly
football.
behaved as Inverness Cali fans sitting over here. We're terrible with the drinking us. So.
What's the name of the Inverness Cali Ultras again? Remind me.
Because
there is. I'm not being facetious.
Do you want me to Google it? No, it's Section 94. They call themselves
Section 94. It sounds like some sort of 80s electro synth band.
Yeah. So
like Heaven 17.
Inverness, Caledonian Thistle were formed in the year 1994. So I think that's where it comes from. There's not like a Section 94 off the stadium or anything. So
I'm not surprised to learn that.
Many, no.
Sections 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's what it probably stops.
We've got a cup final this weekend.
Do you?
Sunday, yeah, the KDM Evolution Petrofac Tunnocks Tea Cake Iron Brew Cup. So to give it its full title.
Excellent.
So yeah, going to that.
One.
Wow.
That is a big one.
Where's that?
It's at Partick Thistle's ground, which is great for me. Not good for other Inverness fans who are
Not
having
so
to come
good.
down for a Sunday evening kickoff there. But I saw it and I was delighted because I'm about a 5-minute walk away from the
And
pitch.
who's it you're playing?
Wraith.
Wraith Rovers.
Yes. So feeling good about
It's
that.
a long way from Wraith. Isn't
From
it?
Wraith.
Yeah.
It's
A very
worrying.
long way from Wraith.
I don't want to
And if they
admit-
win, they'll be dancing in the streets of Wraith.
Oh God, I do not want to admit when I found out that Wraith Rovers play in Kirkcaldy and they don't play in a place called Wraith.
There is
So
no
let's
place called Wraith, is
There
there?
is no place
No.
called Wraith. No,
Should be.
so I'm led to believe. Maybe there is. I don't know. But so yeah, we're playing them on Sunday. So looking forward to that.
Excellent. Right, chaps.
Do we have to talk about the next bit? Yes.
Yeah, this is tricky. Let's not pretend otherwise. But obviously, it's now what we're getting close to 72 hours on from Tiger Woods' latest car crash. Unless you've been living under a rock for the last, over the weekend, then you'll presumably know the details by now. But a very quick recap if you don't. Around about 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon, Florida time, Tiger's car, and Tiger was the only person in the car, he was overtaking a truck that had a pressure washer unit fixed to the back of it on a 2-lane road close to his home in Jupiter Island. He was overtaking this truck, we're led to believe by, the sheriff. He overtook at high speeds, clipped the back end of it, and rolled his car. So
Damn.
he evidently then managed to escape from the car via the passenger side. If you've seen the photos, you can see that the car is lying on the side where the driver would be. So he's escaped out of the passenger side of the car. Obviously, the local authorities have shown up at the scene, and as is protocol, they've done the usual tests on Tiger. They've given him a breathalyzer to test for alcohol in the system. He blew 000s, not a single trace of alcohol in his system, according to the authorities. But when he was asked then to do a urinalysis, provide a urine sample so they could test for other substances, he refused, as is his legal right. At that point, he was placed under arrest. And he was subsequently charged with DUI, with, I'm going to get the wording wrong here, but damaging personal property and failure to comply with the urinalysis. He subsequently then spent 8 hours in jail, which, again, is protocol before being released late in the evening on Friday night. The pictures of him being driven away from the police station are, they're a lot of things, aren't they? They're sad to look at. They are quite dramatic. They are becoming all too familiar as well. I have to say, seeing Tiger in such a condition, those photos and his mugshot have obviously been widely circulated on social media over the weekend. Those are the details as we know them at this moment in time. Obviously, Tiger was released on bail, so there's going to be further investigations, I'm quite sure, going to take place. And the extent to which he'll be punished for these misdemeanours, these latest misadventures, we'll find that out in due course, I'm quite sure. Once again, it poses an awful lot of questions. And like I said at the top, what we don't intend to do here is really speculate too much about what may happen in terms of the legal implications of this. But it is fair and reasonable to provide a response to this latest incident and to wonder how it may impact him in a golf sense. This is a golf podcast, despite Lewis's best efforts to reinvent it as the Inverness Caledonian Thistle podcast.
One day.
So we will, forgive us, but we'll focus as much as we possibly can on the golf side of it here, which I think is appropriate. First things first, Lewis, where were you? That sounds like a police question, but where were you when you heard the news about this latest crash of Tigers?
I was in my flat. It was, one of our news team, Josh, I think, had sent a message about... In fact, it was Josh, and he sent, I think it was a link from one of the American news outlets, ABC maybe reported it first, or like one of the first to report it. And at first I thought, in the world that we're in these days, I thought, is this actually real? Because you see so many things, as we've spoken about before, we see so many things on social media that look real and they're not.
AI slot.
AI, exactly. And then quickly realised that this was true. So, just spoken about Tiger a lot in the last few weeks, and in terms, like you say, as potentially talking about him as a golfer again. He's spoken about the Masters, and he's been asked about the Masters anyway, and potentially wanting to play. He was at TGL
and played.
Played there, yeah.
Only 8 shots, granted, but he hit shots.
Yeah, he was there, yeah. And like, there's, as is the way with Tiger, whenever he's at one of these things, like social media plastered with footage of him hitting shots, and yeah, then, like I say, heard about it on Friday night, and it's
what was your immediate reaction when you heard it? Were you surprised? Were you not surprised? How were you?
Sad, to be honest. Well, sad, but then also relieved, because when for a good half an hour, like, we had no details, we just knew that he'd crashed his car, and I think the phrase they had used was like a rollover crash. So obviously, as you mentioned, like, the car's on its side. So at that point, you don't know if Tiger's been hurt, if anyone else has been hurt, what the full details of it were. So I think...
And when you think rollover, I mean, your mind immediately goes back to his crash in 2021.
Exactly.
Where his car was totaled, and he was very lucky to survive that.
Yeah.
And it was a near fatal car accident he had back then. That is the frame of reference until Friday for what car accidents in Tiger Woods look like.
Yeah.
So when you hear rollover, your mind goes to that.
Exactly.
You can't help but picture that, and you think, oh God.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what's
I think
happened?
you're quite right. It was a real sense of concern, but then equally, as details came out, relief that he was okay, and arguably much more importantly that nobody else was hurt either.
Well, someone who's potentially, everyone will have seen the photos, if someone was walking down the pavement, or like a cyclist or another car coming the other direction, then I think the sheriff, correct me if I'm getting their title wrong.
John Budenseek, you're right.
Yes, the sheriff has basically said, like, this could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah,
so
he did.
When that came out, like, it was a bit of a relief, but then also sadness that knowing that we're going to have to talk about it, and that this is what's going to dominate the news agenda for the lead up to the first major of the year. Yeah, like Tiger always dominates it anyway, regardless of will he, won't he play. But now this whole thing's going to dominate it, and yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, James, how about you? Where were you when you learned of this latest misadventure?
Yeah, I was at home, and then my phone obviously buzzed and saw Josh. Josh's name popped up. I was like, oh, what's going on? Because obviously it doesn't show you the whole message of what's going on, so you just clicked on it. And then it was like the link to ABC, and I was like, oh my God, well, I know what we're going to be talking about on Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lewis just covered it really very well, quite nicely, to be honest. I think the main thing was to, for that kind of first kind of, I guess, it was like half an hour, 40 minutes, wasn't it? And we're just like, oh yeah, he's been in a car crash, but we don't really know what the extent of it is. But the fact that no one was hurt, he actually somehow managed to walk away, is obviously, a miracle as well.
And there's photos of him that have been taken at the scene, standing beside the car on the grass embankment, making what appears to be a phone call. So you're right, he was able to escape unscathed to that extent.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that went through my mind was just like, oh, not again. Like, and I think it's not something we want to kind of like ever associate with Tiger. It's just like, and hopefully this doesn't become like a reoccurring theme.
Well,
it already is, though.
Yeah,
That's
it really is.
But the issue that we seem to be having is it kind of is, even though we don't want it to be. But yeah, quite a shock to kind of see that on a Friday evening, because then there's a whole. I mean, we're going to get into it in a second, but there's a whole list of other questions that you kind of like start kind of thinking about, which we're going to obviously kind of move into.
Yeah,
what was your
I think you guys have summed it up perfectly there. Concern, relief, sadness, surprise. I think all of those things, really, isn't it? I must admit, I'm less surprised these days than I was. I still remember the exact circumstances of where I was, who I was with in 2009 when he reversed the car into the fire hydrant, and then his personal life all fell apart in really sort of tawdry, salacious detail. I can remember everything about that moment. The DUI arrest in 2017, when he was found asleep at the wheel by cops by the side of a road, and I think we've all seen the dash cam and body cam footage of that. And then the 2021 car accident, I can remember quite a bit of that. And then this happens, and I'm going, yeah, okay. It just feels like it is now one accident's an accident. Multiple becomes a conversation and a real worry. And I think you're right, Lewis. You know, my first instinct was concern, because you want to know, is he okay? Has he bluntly, has he survived this?
Yeah.
And then it's relief when you find out he has survived it, and so has everybody else, because it is by dumb luck alone that there wasn't another car, that there wasn't a cyclist, that there wasn't somebody out walking their dog, or you know, somebody out jogging or just out walking on the pavement. It is by absolute luck that he hasn't killed somebody here.
Yeah.
And that is, when you think about it in those terms, it's jarring. It gives you a bit of a, I don't know, it hits you, really, it does. And there's been so much said over the weekend about, you know, well, in particular as it relates to refusing the urine sample. You know, that is his right. Like I said earlier, he is legally not obliged to provide a urine sample. He appears to have refused it so as not to incriminate himself, which, again, is his entitlement. But what it does do is it invites a lot of questions, and in that space, those questions form and speculation forms. And I've seen it said and written a number of times over the weekend that, oh, you know, Tiger's an addict, Tiger's an addict. Tiger actually hasn't said that he's got an addiction. That's the received wisdom, and it's probably a fair conclusion to draw, given what we know about certainly the 2017 DUI, where there was an awful lot of different drugs in the system. But Tiger's never said that he's an addict, so I don't know if it's anyone else's place to say it on his behalf. That is something that he has to say himself. But certainly there is mounting evidence that there is some issue here with, it would appear, painkillers, prescriptive painkillers. So it's really difficult, and I found the weekend quite hard in a lot of ways because of just not because I'm trying to do Tiger any favours, I'm not, as I think we'll get onto in a second, just because I found that people are really quick, and this is the social media way, quick to rush to judgment and quick to draw conclusions and quick to say, well, it's definitely this.
Yeah.
So like, well, you might be right, but equally you might be wrong. So let's just pause, let the legal process take its course, and see what conclusions the law draws. And after that will inform what happens next for him. Again, speculation about whether or not he's going to go to jail and all that sort of stuff. I just think that's quite unhelpful at this moment in time, which is why, as I say, I really want us to focus on, okay, so what does this mean in a golf sense? And in the short term, Lewis, you touched on it, the Masters is next week.
Yeah.
Now, quite apart from the fact that people were hoping that Tiger was going to play, Tiger was hoping he was going to play. He's clearly been desperately trying to get himself into condition to be able to show up and compete. But beyond that, there's a few other things that you would want to be there for. The Champions Dinner, for example, hosted by Rory on the Tuesday night. And the Patch is reopening, a municipal facility in Augusta that Tiger and his design team have been, well, certainly involved in restoring. So will he show up, do we think, at Augusta? Will he be even asked to stay away? Because when Tiger goes anywhere, it draws eyeballs. But Augusta National, do they want the eyeballs drawn to Tiger in this sort of scandalous kind of sense? Do they want to invite the obvious questions, or would they rather he just stayed away and let them have their big week of the year without any distraction? What do you reckon, guys?
Oh God, putting that question.
It's the right question, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
what we're
It's
all
the right
thinking.
question, and they're probably having the same conversations, I would imagine. Not an easy one at all. I think my hunch would be that. Not getting you put words in their mouth. No.
If it was up to you, if you were Fred Ridley, what would you do?
I would probably rather that he stayed away this time because, like you say, regardless of the circumstances that Tiger Woods is at an event, every eyeball is going to be on him. And when this has happened in recent memory, then that's going to be magnified even more, which I didn't think would be possible with Tiger Woods, but it would be. So I think they'd probably rather that he wasn't there, but I'm not sure. Like, if it was me, then yeah, I'd probably want that because it could well detract from the golf tournament, even if he's there, like James? At any point during the week.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with Lewis on that one. I think if he was there, he's going to have to do a big, massive address the press kind of thing, and it's not probably for everyone's benefit just to be kind of get like a proper statement from him. I think it just kind of casts like a weird shadow over the tournament if he was there.
Do you expect him to say something before the end of this week and to get ahead of that out of respect and deference to Augusta National?
If he's got any common sense, then yeah. I would definitely do that, because then it would...
And to the extent that he's allowed, of course, because of legal process.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there could even be kind of like we could find out actually what he's going to be kind of charged with, or like further, like we might actually have like an end result at some point at like this week. We just don't know how quickly it's all going to be processed. But I think for Tiger, the best thing he can do is probably stay away from the Masters, because it will just kind of take away kind of that kind of the specialness of that first major. Like, it just, like I said, it'll cast a little bit of a shadow. The one thing that I did kind of think was, like, he does have obviously the kind of municipal facility beside Augusta that he's meant to be opening. Part of me thinks, well, maybe he would go and do that but stay away from Augusta National itself. But it's such a strange one.
All the things that he might do, I think he's probably least likely to do that, because that's a project that, as Augusta's, he just happens to have been commissioned to work on it. And they are extraordinary, and rightly so, they're extraordinarily proud of this project. If Tiger shows up, the discourse is nothing to do with the golf course, and it's everything to do with Tiger. So it's a really difficult one for them. If I was Fred Ridley, I'd be hoping that Tiger would take the decision out of my hands.
Yes.
And decide, like, Fred, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Even if I'm able to, even if I want to, out of respect for the tournament and, you know, all the opportunity that has afforded me, all the wealth that that's afforded me, I think it's probably best if I don't show up this year.
Yeah,
that would feel like the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
But now I'm applying responsibility to a guy who's getting behind a car in a condition of some impairment, and we can say this for certain, driving it too fast. So responsibility,
I know. Part of me does think that maybe, is there even the slightest chance that Tiger could make like Rory's dinner, but like sneak in through the back without anyone seeing him and doing something like that?
Potentially,
because I feel like I think it's I don't see him playing or really being on the property for the whole week. But I think if he was going to go there, I think he would try and make Rory's dinner.
I think that puts all the people in that room in a really, really difficult position as well.
Yeah, it's very true too.
I'm quite sure he could show up unannounced, and, you know, Augusta National locks the whole place down for the week. They would find a way of getting him on the property without people seeing him.
Smuggle him in.
They could easily remove him from the photograph of former champions and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the question will come to somebody on the Wednesday, whether it's Rory or whoever else is in the room, was it a shame that Tiger wasn't there? And suddenly they're then put in a position where they need to lie on his behalf. So I don't see him doing that. If Tiger is going to go to Augusta, he will be visible at Augusta, would be my suspicion. Because anything less is almost compromising his fellow players and the tournament, and he should be above that.
There's many variables, isn't there?
There really is. I mean, even before we get to the Masters, there are reports in the States, and have been for some weeks now, that the PGA of America is expecting and indeed pressing Tiger, prior to everything that happened on Friday, pressing Tiger to make a decision on whether or not he wants to captain the US Ryder Cup team next year. We're led to believe, again from reports in the States, expecting that decision before balls in the air Augusta a week on Thursday. Now, I'll tell you guys where I am on this, because I asked you probably the question unfairly about Fred Ridley.
No,
what
it's
you're doing
all
his
right.
position.
No, go for
But
it.
I'll tell you where I'm at on this. I think the PGA of America would be very, very wise to take that offer of the captaincy off the table. And for a number of reasons, I think it would be somewhat reckless, not to mention probably ethically questionable of the PGA of America to appoint someone who is battling whatever it is that Tiger is currently battling into a position of that kind of responsibility. Even from a very selfish lens, the US can ill afford a third successive defeat in this match, and the scale of the task, trying to win in Europe for the first time in over 30 years, is huge. The recklessness of entrusting that team to Tiger Woods right now cannot be understated.
No.
Completely agree.
You
Yeah.
agree?
Oh, yeah, massively. I didn't think he was going to get the captaincy anyway. We've spoken about it, but I definitely don't think that will happen now. Like, there's so many different variables to it, but because of the incident that he's just been in, we don't know what's like where Tiger's going to be in 6 months' time, or what he's going to be doing, if he's going to be in any position to be able to do everything that a Ryder Cup captain needs to be able to do. I think that was a question before, because he's involved with the PGA Tour hierarchy, as famously as we know, and he was hoping to be playing his own golf in the next few weeks. So, no, to trust him with that would be, like you say, probably not the best ethical decision because of what's happened and the stories that have come out over the last few days. But then from a sporting point of view, I think it would be just as bad, because we don't know where his head is going to be at all. And let's be frank, it's probably not in deciding how best to go and try and win a Ryder Cup next
exactly.
year.
And I think that, again, trying desperately to choose my words carefully here, but Tiger's availability over the next 18 months may or may not be his to decide exclusively.
Yeah, we know what you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at as well. Like, you could give him the captaincy in 12
And then he's
months'
unable
time,
to fulfill
and
certain
he's
obligations.
unable to be at the match or to be available for whatever amount of time
Yeah.
before it. Or, yeah, it's a bit of a non-starter, it seems
Yeah.
to me.
And James, the PGA Tour's kind of got a similar dilemma to wrestle with as the PGA of America, doesn't it? It's got
Yeah.
this ongoing attempts to try and exact total authority over the men's game, and in order to do so, it's given Tiger this an extraordinary amount of influence. You know,
Yeah.
late last year anyway,
Yeah.
they created this, what are they calling it, the Future Competition Committee, a 9-person group that has been tasked with redesigning the tournament structure, schedule and competitive model of the tour. And they've made Woods the chairperson. Again, by extension of the PGA of America dilemma. I think as Tiger's facing up to these legitimate and quite serious questions about his own competency, his own personal decision making, it is therefore reasonable to wonder if he's the best man to be making decisions on behalf of this organisation, is it not?
Yeah, I think I pretty much think it's safe to say Ryder Cup captaincy is completely stripped off the table. I don't think we even need to
Not going
worry.
to happen? Okay.
No, I think with what you both have kind of said about it, that there's just how can you put someone like that in charge of a group of guys right now when he's obviously struggling with his own kind of personal stuff? It's the same with this position as well. I think it needs to be kind of relooked at, because I think someone who, I think we can all say Tiger was our hero growing up, right? And it's such a shame to kind of see this happen kind of later on in his kind of career. But yeah, I think
Too much at stake.
there's too much going on, and I think for him to have that kind of responsibility, I just don't think he's the right person right now to kind of take that on. That's my kind of feeling. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I don't think Tiger should be the figurehead of anything right now.
Yeah.
I think that there's clearly more. Yeah, you know what? There's more important stuff for him to deal with, quite evidently. To what extent? You know, I'm not going to go there, but evidently there's more important stuff that he needs to focus on right now. That's not playing golf. That's not captaining a Ryder Cup team. That's not leading discussions around the future of the PGA Tour. I think it would be quite wise for Tiger to abdicate all of that responsibility and focus on a singular responsibility, which is getting the help he needs.
Yeah.
That would feel like the best place for him to start. And Lewis, like, is Inner Circle, again, this is difficult because the easy presumption is that they've been enabling his behaviour. We don't know that for sure. We don't know to what extent they're challenging him. What we can say is that, challenge or no, he is still driving a car that he demonstrably shouldn't be driving.
I think he knows that as well, to be fair.
And then you go, well, why is he still doing it? So his team has to do some reflecting here, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, well, yes, but it is on Tiger. Like, a grown man should absolutely know better to be doing than what he's doing. But I do take your point that if people know that he's doing that and getting behind the wheel when it seems like he is absolutely not capable of doing that and shouldn't be driving, then if someone's in a position to stop him, then they should. But you just don't know like what's going on, if there is anyone there who can do that to him. Yeah, so like the responsibility falls on his shoulders in this position, absolutely. But you're right, like if someone is able to like get him help and to stop this happening, then yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's tough because we don't know what's going on outside of
absolutely.
Of that.
And I think that has led to the fact that this is now a pattern of accidents. It does speak maybe unfairly, maybe not, to the idea that there's a whole lot of yes and not an awful lot, and certainly not enough no coming from those closest to him. That may or may not be the case, but if you were in his team right now, if it was me, I would be convening the group and saying, what are we going to do?
Oh, absolutely.
How do we as a group make this better? How do we as a group prevent this from happening again? Because like I said, to go back to the original point, it is by nothing more than dumb luck that he didn't kill someone on Friday.
Yeah.
Then we're having a whole other conversation.
And it's a whole other conversation. And to be honest, at that point, whatever justification Tiger can come up with for getting behind the wheel when he shouldn't, for driving at high speed, whatever his justification is, then tell that to the family.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no justification that would be good enough. And then, it's, as I said, it's a much more serious, a much more layered, and a much more difficult conversation that we would need to have.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fair for all of us maybe at this point to sort of re-examine our relationship with Tiger? It does sometimes feel like he's held to a bit of a different standard. He's given quite a considerable amount of courtesy, which seems to be in reward for all the greatness that he's displayed, all the amazing memories that he's given us. But the law is inflexible. Why should any of us be quick to bend?
Yeah, it's tricky. I think there's Tiger Woods, the golfer, and then there's Tiger Woods, the person. And look, let's be frank about it. Like, even before Friday, like Tiger Woods, the person, there was a lot of baggage there. And yeah, he probably, like, we speak about him in favourable terms sometimes, like before, because of what he's done on the golf course. But you're right, if this was anyone else who wasn't a 15-time major champion, one of the best sports people ever, then it would be a totally different conversation. And yeah, I don't know, like it probably is, yeah, the way that not just media, but like everyone should be looking at like Tiger, the person, has got serious issues here, regardless to what extent that is.
And that deserves empathy, by the way. To be completely clear, I'm not suggesting that doesn't deserve empathy, that he shouldn't be getting support. Of course he should. Of course he should. What I'm saying is that it doesn't mean he shouldn't still be held accountable for the misdemeanors.
Well, yeah.
Winning the career Grand Slam, being the second, I hate the word, but winningest, most prolific winner of major championships, holding the joint record for most PGA Tour victories, that doesn't absolve you. And I kind of feel, and maybe it's just the way people have responded in the moment, but it felt on Friday and Saturday like a lot of what I saw on social media was, it was imbalanced the wrong way. It was too much sympathy. It was too much, oh, thank goodness he's all right, because my goodness, it's Tiger Woods we're talking about here. Yeah. But, there's a significant but.
Yeah.
That's,
yeah.
I think anything less is pandering and inexcusable.
Yeah, you can't be pandering to stuff like that. But you're right, like someone, regardless of who you are, if you're getting into this situation multiple times, like you need support more than anything. You're right, we'd be having a totally different chat if he'd seriously hurt someone, including himself. But at this point, yeah, he needs help so that this didn't happen again, and then it could be a totally different story the next time.
James, just before we move on from Tiger, is his legacy now tarnished, do you think?
I mean, his golf legacy, absolutely not. But I think what he's kind of seems to be happening later on in his life isn't really doing him any favors. I think I wouldn't say it's tarnished, but it just makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I was like, you've seen someone who's done some of the most incredible things on the golf course, and he's done some incredibly stupid things off it at the same time. But unfortunately, the things which we're talking about Tiger now are the things which aren't really the best. So it's kind of maybe just kind of muddy in the water, shall we say, a little bit, and is what I'm kind of feeling.
To me, it reinforces the missed opportunity, Lewis, that was there on the table in 2022 at 150th Open, and that felt like he had come back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Tiger had overcome an awful lot, personally, injury-wise, other setbacks, and had won the Masters in 2019, and that felt like the crowning glory. And it will be his last major championship victory. I'm very confident in saying that.
Yeah.
Then the accident in 2021, which he was lucky to survive.
Yep.
Comes back from that and is somehow, fused with metal and, scar tissue and everything else, is able to compete again, play again rather than compete, but is able to play again and manages to get himself a condition where he can actually play in the Open at St Andrews, the scene of the final leg of the career Grand Slam in 2000. What do they call it? The Cathedral of Golf.
Yeah.
You're walking across the bridge. That was the time to at least step back, at least make some sort of announcement that I'm drawing a line between everything that's gone on before and everything that's to come.
Everyone was waiting for it.
Because now the Open's going back to St Andrews next year. Will there be the same degree of affection for Tiger in 2027? And this is the only time I'm going to ask you to speculate. Will there be the same degree of affection for Tiger next year, given everything that's gone on in the intervening period, as there was in 2022?
Maybe not quite as much, but there'll still be a lot of affection. Affection's maybe not the right word. Warmth. There'll be, what's the word? Maybe not warmth, but like just amazement. When people see Tiger Woods in the flesh, you kind of like lose all sense of like everything else.
But is affection and warmth not what you should be expecting at this stage of his career?
Yeah, that's true.
That's what Jack got in 2005.
Yeah, you're right. Nah, there won't be as much as that. It'll be amazement of seeing one of the greatest athletes that there's been, but no, it won't be affection.
I think it'll be a lot of morbid fascination as well.
Yeah, morbid fascination is exactly the term
what's he
I'm
going
looking
to
for.
shoot?
Yeah, and is he going to be fit to be able to get around the golf course or anything else? It's not going to be a case of, amazing to see him like bowing out in a dignified way. That might happen, but from what we've seen recently, it seems unlikely. So I think you're right. Like looking back, I see at the time, like I thought when he was playing that Open at St Andrews, I thought that if he could, and seems a bit silly now, but if he could continue to play like and walk around the golf course, then he is Tiger Woods, so he could continue to, or like get back to competing. Saw that in 2019, as you said. But that seems so far away now, which is sad. So looking back, it should have been. It should have been.
2019 is, as I say, the 15th of his 15 major wins. In the time since then, he has had more car accidents than top 20 finishes in a major championship, which I think is...
Wow, that's a stat.
I think it says it all, really, doesn't
Jesus.
it? Listen, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more that's going to come out and a lot more to discuss about Tiger Woods in the weeks and months to come. We'll draw a line under it there. Just before we go to the break, though, let's lighten the mood a little bit, shall we?
Please.
Asked and answered.
That was heavy.
And I hate that. You know what? I genuinely hate that, because writing about Tiger Woods, I'll stop talking about him in a second, but writing about him and talking about him used to be one of the great privileges of this job.
Yeah.
It genuinely was. I think back to 2005 Open, the 2006 Open, 2019 Masters, trying to find the words to do justice to some of these superlative things that you were seeing, whether it was shots or rounds or wins. But on this guy's like singular inexorable march towards history. It was incredible. It's every sports writer's dream.
Yeah.
This isn't.
No.
to be
Nightmare.
completely clear, it's hard. It's hard,
Yeah.
but I think everyone listening, like Tiger, loathe Tiger, ambivalent about Tiger, you'll hopefully all share the same sentiment.
Yeah.
Let us know. Anyway, get in touch with us. Letters at bunkered.co.uk, or on social media. We're on X at The Bunkered Pod, or facebook.com/The Bunkered Podcast. Let us know your thoughts on the latest in Tiger. Right, asked and answered, like I'm saying. So, gents, if the answer is 129, I already know where you're going with this one, Mr.
We need to
Tate.
stop these numbers.
If the answer is 129, what is the question? So as I say, James, I know that you know, or I know what you're going to say.
Okay.
So Lewis, I'll give you a bit of time to think of a response.
No, thank you. Appreciate that.
And here are some responses from our social media followers. A man that just identified as Stephen. Maybe he's Brazilian. I don't know. He has said, is it how many sit-ups Gary Player does before he brushes his teeth in the morning?
Jeez,
Is it not 1,000?
He does 1,000 a day, I think. But,
Right.
but
Oh,
that's
so
all
maybe
in the
before
one
he
go.
brushes his teeth, it could be 129. Yeah,
Maybe.
Stevie
Or
could be
maybe when he
right.
goes to bed at night, it's just like, got to get 1,000 in. That would be a horrible way to go to bed.
Well, doing 1,000
It's like, I'm
sit-ups
sure
before
there's
it.
something I've forgotten. You've been sitting there watching like the latest episode of Last One Laughing or The Apprentice or whatever. Like, nah, I can't think what it is. And you're just getting into bed and you go, oh shit,
My
1,000 sit-ups.
How could I forget?
I'm sure Gary's
He would not forget.
he's probably got somebody to help him out with it anyway. Andrew Hunter. The number of times we'll be told that Augusta is hillier than it looks on TV during the first hour of the Masters broadcast.
First time.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
It is, Andrew. It's much hillier than it looks on TV. Very
It just doesn't do
undulating.
it justice.
Doesn't do it
The
justice at all.
undulations just do not come across on TV.
Jamie Scott, what did I shoot in the front nine of my first round of the year today? Oh, Jamie.
That's tough.
Oh, that's not
Oh, Jamie, man. That's a tough look.
good.
Still, your handicap's about to collapse.
Yeah, it's going
So-
up. Next time you go out, happy days.
This is terrible. Oh, and I love it. Aaron Barnes. Is it the number of kids Tony Finau had at the last count? He's got a brood, doesn't he? Tony, how many kids has he got?
Big
Like six?
family. I think it might
6
be
or 7?
Might be 6.
It's like the Finau's and the Days are in competition.
It's like a five-a-side tournament coming on.
big family.
Pete Wells. What? No way. Oh, I hadn't seen this till now. That's amazing. What would Donald Trump's response be if he was asked to count from 1 to 9?
That's very good.
That's
Oh,
so good. That's
Pete.
clever.
Amazing.
Big fan of that.
Daniel Storton, the difference between my driving range handicap and my on-course handicap. Yeah,
God,
relatable.
Relate to that.
And Malcolm Davidson. Is it Lewis's swing speed when he cracked his ribs?
I wish Malcolm
Bruised his
129
ribs,
should have
Malcolm.
been,
129?
but I know.
Bruised them.
I wish it was.
He
That's
wi-
James Tate's speed.
He wishes.
Ball speed, maybe.
Ball speed. Yeah, no.
That's what I was going to say.
Right, go on then. Let's hear it.
No, it was Lewis's ball speed.
Can see it on his screen.
Oh, no.
Thinks he's
Oh,
funny.
that's amazing.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
What
right,
a
go on
se-
then,
Malcolm
Lewis.
stolen your patter.
What
Brilliant.
a segue.
Oh,
Ah,
so
dear.
good.
Is it the number of photos I saw of DLF bunkers over the weekend from India?
Oh,
Every
yeah.
single
I
year, man.
swear to God. like,
Unreal.
just-
It's the
I want
same-
them to move to a different golf
It's not
course
gonna
just for variety.
Oh, it's so
the
funny.
classic as well is that par 3 that's just full of all the
Yeah,
misshapen
like the
bricks and
stuff
so on.
behind it. Yeah, people listening can't
captions
see
always
what
the
I'm
same.
doing,
It's like,
but yeah.
Can you see the pin?
Yeah,
No, I can't see the pin.
No.
There's all
Oh,
that
so
stuff
funny.
in the way.
Ah,
Of course I can't see the
Big,
pin.
big respect for the.
Can you?
I think the DP World Tour are sort of leaning into it a bit now, and like every post they do that week is just about the bunkers. So I do have a lot of respect for
Yeah,
that.
it's like the old classic in Dubai, isn't it, at the start of the year? It's like, can't believe how
Skyscrapers.
different it looks in the space of 20 years. It's like, oh, wow. It's almost like lots of money in construction is a real thing. Anyway, no, those are not correct. Good try. Good try.
I wish it
Malcolm,
was the swing speed.
Malcolm, a particularly good try. I will give you
We'll
the
get you there.
correct question the other side of this commercial break. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. Part 2 of this week's Bunkered podcast. Michael, James and Lewis all here with you in Dundee, having safely navigated the gigantic seagulls. You can still hear them. They're still out there.
They're there.
They are
Massive.
Steven Seagull.
Angry.
Basically. Yes.
They're angry.
They are
at you.
massively angry.
Rats with wings.
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't be saying
Yeah.
that. God.
They'll get you.
Yeah, they'll get you. You were off the hook after not being here last week, but you've incriminated yourself. They listen.
You
You
hear everything,
They
James.
do
those
hear
seagulls.
everything.
should
Yeah.
see the ones in St Andrews. They're exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah, they're posh though.
No, they're not.
There's seagulls.
They're definitely
There's
They are
seagulls at the
posh.
10th, where at the 10th tee where the
crows.
Yes, where the little
They'll take stuff
halfway
out your
houses.
bag.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the crows. That's right.
Yeah.
They are like
They'll
Watched
undo
it
your bag.
firsthand. It's unbelievable.
they will go
Yeah.
into your bag.
Mhm.
I've seen them
Zip
in
it up.
people's bags.
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
No, they'll unzip your bag.
Yeah, no, that's what we're saying. We've seen it.
I know. I'm just winding you up.
Oh,
easy to do
asked and
that.
answered.
Asked and answered. Fine. If the answer is 129, what is the question?
Lewis's ball speed.
The real
Ah.
question: how many different countries and territories is the Masters being broadcast in this year? 129. That's almost as many countries and territories as listen to the Bunkered podcast, but not many.
That's a lot.
They include the ones
first?
that are showing the Masters. They include Vatican City. Pope loves the Masters.
Big Rory fan, I
Yeah,
hear.
the Masters.
Oh,
Is that why you did this?
No, it's true. I swear to God, it's true.
that's amazing.
That's
That was
honestly
good.
just come to me as well.
That was a great one.
But yeah, Vatican City, Togo, Zanzibar, South Sudan, Myanmar, Mayotte, Guadeloupe, French Polynesia, Equatorial Guinea, and Canton Ticino.
I have not heard of many of these places.
That's because you're from Inverness.
This
Glasgow
is
was
like
a surprise to you.
England's World Cup qualifying group, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mayotte, Equatorial Guinea, Guadeloupe.
Yeah, it's also who Scotland would lose to.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the critical games. But yeah,
Yeah.
129 territories broadcast in the
Wow.
Masters.
Fair play. That's good going.
Yes, good on them.
Yeah.
A reminder, our latest edition, and yes, it's on the table in front of me for those of you watching along on YouTube. Our latest edition is our Masters preview. It came out last week. It's brilliant, to be honest with you. There's no other way I can put it. 32 pages worth of Masters content within it, including interviews with, let me see, Patrick Reed, Charles Schwartzel, Danny Willett, Tom McKibben, who is hoping to break the rookie curse this year. He's also in there. Yeah, there is a Bubba Watson. God, how could I forget Bubba? There is an awful lot of goodness in that particular feature. And of course, these guys, I think I mentioned this last week, have done the big driver test for 2026. Their results, which I was quite surprised by, to be honest. I was
All right.
I was quite surprised. Not like you two to agree, but you both
Oh,
agreed
oh,
on
that's what you were surprised by. I
one
see.
standout driver of 2026, having put them through their paces, each of them. So yeah, the results of that are in this edition as well. If you have an Apple News Plus subscription, you can read the magazine on Apple News right here, right now, whilst you're listening to this very show. Alternatively, go to bunker.co.uk/sub offer and take out a subscription. International subs are also available, and we will send the magazine to your house. We won't show up with it. We'll just send it there.
Can you
That
get
would be
subscriptions in the same places that the Masters has been shown? Like Vatican City, can the Pope get a subscription?
He does.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Avid
Is that how
listener.
you know that he
Yeah.
does he write in his
Every
letters?
issue.
One of his letters is in that
Correct.
feature. Okay, great, excellent. That's good to know. Oh well,
The Pontiff loves a bit of bunker.
rightly so. Yeah, I knew he was a good guy.
God's representative on earth. Of course he's going to read.
Yeah, so I know. How
Of course he
silly
can
of
read.
me. Yeah, what else would he
It's
be
not like he's
reading?
got anything else to read.
No, I wouldn't be reading any of the other golf magazines.
He's
would
already
he?
read that other book. I don't know how many times by now. Of course he's going to. He needs something else.
Something better.
Good old Leo.
Well, not better. I mean, different.
Very different.
Very
right.
different.
Let's move
Very,
on
very
before we get into too much trouble.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something much better, much more celebratorial than anything we spoke about in the first half, and that is Gary Woodland's victory at the Texas Children's Houston Open. Gary Woodland,
superb.
who hopefully everyone's aware of this, former US Open champion. He underwent surgery a couple of years ago to remove a brain tumour, and more recently opened up on the difficulties that he's faced post-surgery and on his long road to recovery. He's been dealing with a fair degree of PTSD and very bravely, might I add, went public with those struggles and did so in order to, again paraphrasing him, but to try and lift the weight off his shoulders. He was dealing with just a real burden and a real mental pressure personally on his own. Shared that information with the world, shared it with the media, and just a matter of weeks later is rewarded with, might I add, an emphatic victory in Texas. A win that has guaranteed him of a place in the Masters next week. He finished on 21 under par, 5 shots ahead of runner-up Nikolai Højgaard. Lewis,
yes,
what a story.
Remarkable. I think it's just proof that the golf gods are real. I think about this, but then on like a sort of serious point, like karma is real. You know, like someone like Gary Woodland, who's, as you alluded to, has had such a difficult time and then has probably like helped other people as well by coming out and saying like he's having real difficulties and keeping like issues to himself, and that's probably burdening him even more, having to, or maybe feeling like he can't talk about these problems that he's having.
It's another fight to face.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's faced
Like
an already extremely significant one.
Difficult enough as it is, I can imagine, going through what he's had to go through to then have the impact of it afterwards, and maybe to feel like he's not able to speak about those issues. So to then get that off his chest and shortly after play unbelievable golf and win the event by like 5 shots, was it? So yeah, there's probably like a lesson, like life lesson in there, in that if you are worried about something or you have like issues, and it doesn't need to be as severe as what Gary Woodland was dealing with, but if you do have that, then you're going to feel a whole lot better by just sharing it with someone and being able to talk about it. And then when that weight's like lifted off you, you're probably going to be able to do what you were doing before, which in Gary Woodland's case is playing some great golf. So yeah,
at the very highest
amazing
level.
to see. Yeah, very highest level.
James, incredible scenes at the end as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think it's such a nice moment for him because, like Lewis said, he's been battling a few demons. He's obviously had the surgery. PTSD is you know, I had a friend who had it, and they can seem absolutely fine, but you don't really know what's going on behind the closed doors, shall we say. And it's a lot. And I think, you know, he mentioned how supportive his wife has been through the whole thing. And like he said, if she goes down, the ship goes down, kind of thing. So I think it just shows how supportive she's been to him. But then I think as well, he's also proved a big part to himself, that he can overcome like the anxiety, the kind of maybe the fears as well about obviously his personal stuff being out in the public eye as well. But I think it's a great lesson to anyone out there who is or has gone through struggles, that, you know, speaking with people and having the right support and the right systems in place around you, it might not happen straight away, but one day at a time it will get better.
Yeah, well said. Very well said indeed. I just don't really know what else to add to it, really. It's the bravery that he's shown by being upfront about the struggles that he's facing off the back of something that is genuinely terrifying. I think the words brain tumour would strike fear into even the healthiest and most optimistic person. To then have to face that sort of debilitating mental struggle, I can't imagine it. And so that's why, I think like everyone else in golf, and you can see it with the response from all of his fellow players, you know, people like Justin Thomas and Justin Rose, and, you know, Minwoo Lee, his playing partner, whooping up the crowd as they're coming up 18.
Yeah.
Everyone's delighted for him. We're delighted for him. And what an inspirational guy. Sure, it's not the way he would choose to be inspirational. You know, no one would, I think, choose to be inspirational in that sense, but he is. He's faced a really shitty hand with great dignity and bravery. So yeah, good on him, and I'm delighted that he's going to be playing the Masters next week.
I thought that was a touch of class from Minwoo Lee, getting everyone like up on their feet and like cheering, because like I think it's such a it's like a big, massive mental barrier as well for Gary as well. So like to be able to kind of like walk up to 18 with just like the crowd going absolutely nuts must have been. It was pretty cool to see. Yeah, good
Certainly was. Another thing I want to speak about, chaps. A Ryder Cup. Excuse me, whilst I take some fluff off my jumper.
It's all right.
Where's that come from? It's like seagulls.
That's a feather.
Yes, just letting you know we're still here. It's funny, Dundee's got seagulls.
Heard you talking about us
Andrew's
there.
got crows. If your town or city has a particularly aggressive avian link, let us know.
Got a troll under the bridge or something.
No, it has to be avian, I'm afraid. Yeah, no other animals.
How big are the canaries in Shrewsbury, for example? Or the budgies in Norwich? Get in touch. Let us know.
Big bird walking around.
God. Budgies in Norwich.
Bolton. What's Bolton dealing with? Oh, I don't know. Just the prospect of the Ryder
Parrots.
Cup going there in a few years' time.
Crap football.
This chaps is gaining quite a lot of momentum. It's not a new story by any means, but it's being treated as if it's new because Bolton has been given this significant cash injection in the last couple of weeks to the tune of, what is it, 70 million? Am I right in
For
saying?
a new road.
For a new road. So basically
Yep.
infrastructural improvements to better position it for a real run at hosting the Ryder Cup in 2035.
That's right.
So the next Ryder Cup in Europe, obviously next year, 2027, Adair Manor. After that, 2031, it's going to Barcelona and Cameral, formerly PGA Catalunya.
Good pronunciation.
Yeah, thanks.
Been there.
Muchas gracias. Yes, you've been there, James. You know it well. And then 2035
Is that your
up for
your
grabs.
come and get me plea to the to whoever the captain's going to be?
Yeah,
I've been there, I played it.
Pick me.
Get me in.
Pick me.
Sub me in, coach.
Four
no.
ball, better ball only though.
2035, chaps. Let's get back on track.
Yeah.
Let's let James make his pitch another time, another place. But 2035 is up for grabs right now, and the received wisdom is that it's going to be somewhere in England that's going to get it. From what I can glean, there's 3 potential destinations. Bolton and Hulton Park, which is yet to be built, is one.
Yep.
Then you've got Luton Hoo, which is another, and I think a lot of work needs to be done there, perhaps even an entire course rebuild. And last I heard, the London club was also in the mix. But Bolton is the one that's getting all of the headlines right now. Andy Burnham, very prominent Northwest politician, I was going to say MP, famously not allowed. But Andy Burnham is throwing his weight behind it. Over the weekend, if you were watching the Sky Sports golf coverage, you may have heard Paul McGinley talking about it. Rick Shields, prominent golf YouTuber, the most prominent golf YouTuber, is from Bolton. He's behind it. Tommy Fleetwood is right behind it. This is a bid that, at first blush, a Ryder Cup in Bolton looked like an April Fool. But in actual fact, appears like it may well happen, Lewis. What do you think?
You're right. It does seem a bit. It's just the
and it's
the
no
way
disrespect
that we
to
view.
Bolton, by the way, 'cause I can hear people already.
No, but it's just one of
incongruous,
those,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Ryder Cup,
it's one of those
Bolton.
things that we don't associate golf in any way with Bolton. But then you can say James away. But you can say, like, if you thought about like Birkdale. If Birkdale didn't have the golf course, then you wouldn't associate that with golf at all. It's a silly thing to say. But yeah, it seems to be like they're putting loads of money behind it. And as we know, if you put a lot of money behind something, then anything is possible. I think it would be great to see the Ryder Cup back in the UK. It would be really good. But I don't know. I feel like the whole like building golf courses for events to then be taken there is a bit backwards, really.
Yeah.
Like what my mind goes back to is the Olympics in Brazil. And they've built this
that
golf course. I think the golf course was actually called Olympic Golf Course or something to that effect. And
spent an awful lot of money.
An awful lot of money. And
who designed it again?
Oh, God, you're putting me on the spot here. But it was a prominent designer. And no harm to them because clearly you're being asked to build a course somewhere where there probably shouldn't be a golf course because there would be one otherwise if there wasn't already.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, it did not go down very well with the players there.
No.
So I'm not saying that it would be the same at one of these
And
venues,
I don't think it's even open anymore, is it? Or
no,
at least it's been left to... It's not in the condition it was.
No, it's not going to be hosting the Olympics again.
Gil Hans.
Gil Hans,
it was.
Sorry, Gil. So Gil Hans is a great golf course designer.
Golf course
One
designer.
of the very best. So, yeah, my point on that is like England and that region, frankly, has so many incredible golf courses. So that are capable of hosting. You can host the Open, so they can host the Ryder Cup as well.
Yeah.
Can they?
So, Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, what's genuinely like? What would be the difference between a course that is able to host the Open Championship to hosting the Ryder Cup? Is that is there a real difference there?
I think it's just the number of people that they would want on site.
Right.
I don't know if there are more people at the Ryder Cup, but I would suspect there are.
The issue might be that then with the Open, you have groups on every single hole on the golf course all day until it gets dark. With the Ryder Cup, you have 4 groups most days and then 12 at the end. So that could be a problem where if you have
Bottlenecks.
50,000 people, yeah, exactly. But then you get that at the Open as well with like people trying to
following
follow.
Rory.
Yeah, precisely. That's what I was going to say. Like that example, it could be anyone. So, but then if this golf course is the one that can bring the Ryder Cup to the area, then I can see why politicians want to do it and throw loads of money behind it, because the Ryder Cup makes a lot of money. It's good publicity.
Easy
to have,
win.
Yeah, so
Just about the easiest of win. James, what do you think of a Ryder Cup in Bolton?
still seems
It
so
just sounds
silly.
weird, doesn't it? It sounds weird. But I mean, there seems like there's.
Is that us though? Is that just our
It's probably us.
snobbishness?
I think it is.
I think
Because
it's
when you think of Bolton, I guess
Well-
you think of Peter Kay, you think of Vernon Kay. I've just realised that I think they're both from that neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Are they related? Whilst I ponder that, James, give us your thoughts.
yeah, I mean, when I think of Bolton, I think of Bolton Wanderers, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Well, they convinced JJ Okocha to sign for them. So
well, they're obviously quite good at negotiations. No, I mean, look, there's what 240 million plan in place to turn Hilton Park into that golf resort. So I mean, there's a lot of money behind that. They're planning on putting 1,000 homes in. There's going to be a lot of people around that course anyway, and then obviously 70 million to obviously do up the road. So they're not like.
It's no half measures.
No,
is it?
they're not.
No, they're not doing it in the
They're
cheap.
all in.
No, yes.
They're all in and trying to make obviously it happen and for them to get a Ryder Cup. Either way, they're going to be creating an incredible golf resort by the sound of it. But I'm kind of with Lewis though. I really am. I was thinking about this. We have unbelievable courses in the Open rotation. Why are we not using the incredible golf courses that we already have in the UK to facilitate a Ryder Cup?
Well, I mean, we used to, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, this is
Leland
what I mean.
Courses hosted the Ryder Cup in the 60s and the 70s.
But I'm thinking like somewhere like a Wentworth would be perfectly capable of hosting like a Ryder Cup with everything that it has on site.
Infrastructurally, though, the roads roundabout.
Well,
Then again, London is no distance away, so yeah, maybe.
But somewhere like that, that's an incredible course that could put on. I mean, it puts an incredible BMW event on.
Yeah. I know what you guys are saying.
But
It's
do you know what I mean?
We've got great established golf courses. Why are we building more to host one event one time?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I don't disagree. I think it's a shame. I would love to see a Ryder Cup played at Turnberry or Carnoustie or Muirfield, like back in the old days. But I just don't think it's going to happen because of the challenges it poses, because of infrastructure, because of commerciality. The Ryder Cup's such a big commercial beast now. And I think back to the most recent one in Europe at Marco Simone in 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, it sprawled like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
The amount of space that the Ryder Cup requires, just on a whole other level.
Marco Simone is a big place.
Huge. You've been.
Yeah.
I remember
You've
when I
seen it.
came back and you laughed at me and you were like, "How was the course?" Like, big. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, obviously it's big, Lewis. And then you're saying the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a huge place.
Yeah.
It's the footprint, isn't
Yes,
it? It's the
yeah.
overall footprint
Yeah.
of the golf course, and that's more than just the holes and the walk between tees and greens.
Mm-hmm.
You need an enormous amount of space. I mean, I hate to say it, but the Open at St Andrews is getting awfully tight. Getting awfully tight.
Yeah.
And there's places on the Open Rota like Lytham, like Turnberry, even Carnoustie, that are getting squeezed by the size of it. And these things aren't getting smaller either.
Yeah.
Come 2035, that's still the best part of a decade away. So
Yeah.
how big is the Ryder Cup going to be by then? How it was at Gleneagles, even think to the first tee.
Yeah.
The first tee at Gleneagles felt massive, right? Felt absolutely huge. That's because relative to the first tee at the Belfry in 2002, it was The first tee at the Belfry in 2002, you could almost count the people behind it, and it wouldn't have taken you long. Like, genuinely,
Really?
you could see every face.
Yeah.
Then you've got this big horseshoe thing. Then you go to France and it's bigger yet. Then you go to Marco Simone and it's an actual Colosseum.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's getting bigger quickly. So I think that's maybe the consideration. That's the concern.
Yeah.
I just don't. Yeah.
What's in it for the R&A as well? I mean,
Well,
it's-
this is it.
why would they surrender St Andrews or one of their crown jewels to the Ryder Cup when they don't need to?
Mhm.
It's like, no, that's ours. That's our
Do,
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
members want that. This is the thing.
Well,
Like, we
yeah,
get,
that's the other part. Yeah.
yeah, like you're giving up your golf course for we see
I'd
it.
love a Ryder Cup in St Andrews.
Yeah,
I think
but,
it'd
we all would.
I think
We all
everyone would. I think
but then not even just St Andrews, but any golf course for like selfish reasons. Like no matter how cool it is to have a Ryder Cup there, you're also giving up your golf course for a lot. It's not just the 4 or like practice days, whatever, like the week of that Ryder Cup. It's pretty much the whole year.
Oh, the build.
Yeah, build and
horrendous.
everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see
And then
why
you're
there
left
might
with
not
all
be
the
that
scarring and all the disrepair.
appetite.
It's not like they leave it as they found it.
No, definitely.
If you realise that.
No.
So I can understand it, but yeah, it's so to that extent, yeah, it's a shame. But on the other hand, we say this a lot when it comes to the Ryder Cup. The course isn't all that relevant.
no.
It's the match is the thing that defines it. You
Yeah.
know, the Open, yeah, the course is important. The Masters, the course is important. PGA, US Open, whatever else. Ryder Cup, you could play anywhere. It's still the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
But we could be kind of proved wrong where our kind of first initial reaction is like a golf course in Bolton. Holton Park could be absolutely phenomenal. And
And it will be. That's the other part.
and
They
one of
don't
the
make rubbish courses.
Yeah, and one of the next best or one of the best courses in the country.
Yeah,
So-
that's it. That's
so
it.
we just don't know. But
It's a funny one, and I'm going to ask you the question that has come up many times before, because the Ryder Cup, as I say, is a commercial beast, and it requires a certain type of golf course or facility to host it.
I know what you're going to ask.
Uh-oh.
Can you see the day when the Ryder Cup takes place somewhere more famous for building at scale? Let's say a Ryder Cup in Dubai or Saudi Arabia.
Not right now.
Not right now is correct, James.
No.
No? Why?
Never.
I just don't think. I personally just don't see it because I think I'm too kind of traditionalist, and I think everything will.
Bet you could never have seen an NFL game being played outside the US though at one time. And now they play countless. Mexico, London, Germany, Brazil.
Yeah, but I just don't see it. But I mean, you could say then the President's Cup is then going to start getting played in Dubai.
Yeah, but it's
Well,
not
it
the
could
same
though.
beast though at
Yeah,
all, is it?
exactly.
Like, but
It's
yeah, I
not
know
the
what you mean.
But
it's a total
legitimately it
different.
could. That's
Mhm.
because it's for the rest of the world. Someone from the
Yeah.
United Arab Emirates
Oh yeah.
could qualify for that
Sorry,
national
that
team.
was an idiot comment. But yeah. um,
Adrian
track-
Otegi.
tracking back. No, I don't see a Ryder Cup being in Dubai. It just doesn't seem like it fits.
Okay, Lewis.
Cynically, yeah, I can see it going there. Like money is it's not the be all and end all,
Money
but
talks.
that is a big part of it. And if you want to build something quickly, then Dubai or Saudi Arabia or other nations that have lots and lots of money can build something straight away, as we know. So yeah, I mean
Qatar.
Qatar,
Yeah.
if the price
Yeah.
is right, then I would
That's
not
it.
be shocked at any time that could happen. So
They have the money-
like James says, like it's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
Of
Well,
course
it
it
can't.
isn't.
They're
It
all
can't.
booked up until 2035.
Precisely, yeah,
Yeah.
because
So the earliest is going to be 2039.
yeah, and even then, I'd still be a bit surprised if it was, because
Yeah,
like
just-
behind the scenes, they probably still have like others that are
Yeah,
Like-
I just
gonna go there and haven't been confirmed. But at some point, yeah, I can see.
I
I
just-
see anything. You'd asked me like 5 years ago about stuff that's happening now. I would have said no. So
yeah, I think purely from like a fan base as well. I just think it's such a long way for people to kind of travel and watch it. Okay, yeah, you've got your expats living out in the Middle East that will go watch it, but I think in terms of actually having massive crowds from like for chanting Europe or USA out in the Middle East, I just don't see that.
We're not saying
happening.
it's going to be good. That's the thing.
Well,
We're just saying
yeah.
it might happen.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
No, I don't see it.
All right.
I
The
don't
Guardians
see
of
it.
the Ryder Cup will show up regardless.
Yeah.
They'll show up in Saudi Arabia. Absolutely guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
We will see. We will see. But Ryder Cup in Bolton feels a lot more realistic and certainly a lot
Yeah.
closer So we'll be following that with interest. Let us know again your thoughts. What do you think? A Ryder Cup in Bolton, a Ryder Cup in Dubai, a Ryder Cup in Saudi Arabia? Do you see it happening? Get in touch. Letters at bunkered.co.uk. Twitter.com/The Bunkered Pod or Facebook.com The Bunkered Podcast. Right. Podder of Merit. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, the Texas Children's Houston Open. James, you were relegated because one, you were off, and two, no matter what you did, it wasn't going to make a whole lot of difference.
Well, I would have chose Gary Woodland.
Would you?
Oh, of course you would have. Yeah.
So it wouldn't matter.
Just as well you weren't here, we wouldn't have been able to speak about him winning. He would have missed the cut if you'd picked him.
Yeah, true.
God.
So, going into the final event, both Lewis and I had a chance of winning. Lewis was on 14 points. I was on 13. Lewis only needed to finish ahead of me to win. I only needed to finish ahead of Lewis to win. Yeah. Lewis, you picked Chris Gotterup, the Genesis Invitational champion, I think, and the Genesis Scottish Show. I tell you what, see if they make it the Genesis Masters. Fit him for a Genesis green jacket. My God, Chris Gotterup. He
Sponsor's
finished.
Dream. He really wants one of those cars.
If Genesis aren't sponsored, I need to check that. But if Genesis, you have a look. I'm sure it was Genesis Invitational Riviera he won, and the Genesis Scottish Open. So
one Genesis Scottish
Open. Big fan.
Yeah, loves his cars.
Yeah, big
so
fan.
Chris got it up. Lewis, you picked him. He finished in a tie for 6th.
Yeah, you
Decent.
didn't. You just the Genesis Scottish Open's the only Genesis event
really?
he's won. So a quarter of his PGA Tour event.
What was the other event he won this year then?
Phoenix Open. He won the. He won the Sony as well.
Sony
in Hawaii. Yep.
That's okay. Fine. Not quite as fun.
Still, it's a nice idea.
No. I went with Billy Horschel.
Yeah, can we just talk about that pick? What the hell was going through your head? It was a panic.
Well, it wasn't. If you listen to the episode, James, which clearly you didn't do,
yeah, so
you'll have known that I wanted to pick Marco Penge.
How did he do?
Who I, as it turned out, had picked in the very first week of this season of Podders of Merit. Marco, where did he finish?
I don't know, but he's not above Chris Gotterup.
Marco missed the cut anyway, so it's all by the by.
It's fine.
So yeah, I panicked and I picked Billy because he needed a good week to get into the Masters.
Right.
He didn't have a good week. 5 minutes before as he was on your brain.
He had a terrible week. He missed the cut. So Lewis, 2 points for you and the win. The final standings, Lewis 16 points. Yours truly on 13. James on 8. Lewis, anything you'd like to say?
That's my
great stuff, Lewis. Thank
third
you.
in a row.
Is it?
Podder of Merit. Yeah, I've competed in 3 Podder of Merits and won all of them. So there you have it.
Needs a hat-trick trophy.
That's quite a good one.
Stick that on
Delighted
the CV.
with that.
Wow.
I would like to say thank you to 2 players in particular. Cameron Young for winning at the Players. That was good. 3 points. And Michael Brennan for getting disqualified when I picked him because that was funny. And it made me think that I need to pick better golfers.
You did start very slowly in this season.
It was a slow start, relegation, but was on the cards. But managed to turn it around, thankfully.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Lewis. Great speech.
Thanks.
No event this week. We will resume Podder at the Masters. I think that feels like a better place to start, does it not? Yeah. So instead, we're going to bounce straight into Lewis's favourite part of the show after Podder, which is golf tenable.
Because I don't need to think.
Sponsored by ChatGPT.
Let's close.
Let's
close the laptops,
this time.
James.
Don't you worry. So we have spoken about the Ryder Cup being in England.
Yeah.
So as we've mentioned, James has already given up. We'll see you next week, James. The last time the Ryder Cup was held in England, as we've referenced, Michael, was in 2002
at
the Belfry.
Correct.
Can you name the European team that won the match 15.5, 12.5?
I think I can.
Go on.
Oh, you want me to name them now? I thought it was just a straight. Can you name them?
Oh, right. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a yes, no. And thanks very much for listening, folks.
Right.
That was great.
We did it.
Next week.
We did it. So Paul McGinley got the winning point.
Yeah, he was in the team.
Phil Price beat Mickelson.
Well done.
I'm going to add it. So Sam Torrance was the captain, wasn't he? So
he was the captain, yeah.
Monty.
Good, yes.
Sergio.
Yes, good.
That's 2004. Third of the way there.
I'm highlighting. I really need to get a better
system.
Yeah, we've got Sergio.
Can you imagine you on the chase asking the questions?
No, but then Bradley
what is the capital of Bolivia? La Paz. Hang on.
Bradley doesn't have a laptop to have to do this.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
He's got a team in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley's got a team in the back.
Yeah,
I don't have a team in the back.
And he's got an earpiece as well.
You've got Will.
Yeah, but Will's got enough on his plate.
Will's got the timer going on.
Timer, he's got cameras, he's
everywhere.
Yeah.
Right, we've got 4.
You've got 4. You've got Monty, McGinley, Philip Price, Sergio.
Westwood.
Yeah, Westwood does
Darren Clark.
Yes, well done. That's halfway there. How are we all getting on at home, folks? We doing well? Anyone else shouting anyone at the radio?
That's a weird segue. Right. I'm trying to think who was there.
I'm trying to think.
Come on, Tate.
Olathabal, Langer.
Jimenez.
Oh, hang on. Who won the majors that year? 2002. Woods. Furyk. No, Furyk was 2003. Toms. Els. Okay, that's not helping us.
No.
Do you think Jimenez? Can't see him in photos. Got a feeling there's some rando Englishman though. Oh, wait a minute.
Or like a Bradley Dredge or
I
something.
think captain. Bjorn?
Bradley Dredge.
Oh, wait, Harrington.
Yeah, Harrington was there.
I'm not sure if Bjorn.
He's also Welsh.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like,
whoa. There's a couple of Swedes. Pierre Fulke.
Yeah, great
Oh.
shout. Well done. I didn't think
And
you were going to get Pierre.
Nicholas Fass.
Yeah, fantastic. Well
Very
done,
good.
Michael.
How many's that?
You
8.
are, you've got 1, 2, 3 to get.
Oh,
Done really well.
Now, is that the only Swedes? Oh, hang on. Oh, no.
What are you thinking of? Is there another Swede?
Come on, James. You know who it is. You know who it is.
Oh,
Think.
Is it?
No,
Joachim
no, no, no,
Hegman.
No.
No! Is it not? Oh, he must have played in 99.
He was a vice captain.
That's a half point.
Yeah, you've hit the post, as Bradley Walsh would say. Half point.
So there's another Swede. Okay, so
Is there another Swede?
Yeah.
There is.
Come on, James. You know who it is. He's in there.
It's not Jarmo Sandbalan, is it?
No, it's not him.
Another Swede. Not
the
Stenson.
only Swede I'm thinking is Stenson.
No, it's not him.
It's not
Forget
Stenson.
him.
It's
Get him
definitely
out
not
of your
Stenson.
brain. Somebody else.
Oh,
Per Ulrich Johansson.
No.
I wasn't volunteering it.
Parnovic.
Yes!
Jesper
Well
Parnevik!
done!
Yes!
He's done
Yes!
it! He's done it!
in! Oh my god!
I knew it was in there.
Fucking
What a legend!
Solskjaer.
Get in.
It's all like a Solskjaer.
Superb,
Right, 10.
James.
There we
well
go.
done.
10.
Yes.
10. Right.
There will be a couple, I reckon.
We've only said, one Englishman, haven't we? We've only said
Yeah,
Westwood.
Westwood.
Oh, when is there? There's got to be more. There's got to be another Englishman in there. Has to be. Absolutely has to be. Oh, God. David Howell made his debut 2004. Casey did. Poulter did. Donald did. Justin Rose didn't play till 2008. Maybe there doesn't need to be. Can you tell us their nationalities, Lewis?
Spanish.
Not Spanish. If I
Okay.
told you... it's tricky.
If you
If I-
told us one of the nationalities, that would give it away.
Yeah.
Like Langer.
Yes, exactly like
Oh, really?
Langer,
Just like
funnily
Bernard
enough,
Langer,
just
like Langer.
precisely like Bernhard
So that
Langer.
leaves us with one.
There's one left, yes. Come on, Tate. You know who this is again.
English.
No, not English.
It's not Scottish, is he?
Not Scottish.
I know who this is.
Yes.
Oh no, I thought I had it.
German.
I was going to say.
Stop saying
oh, no, wait a minute. No, did he?
You said
He
the
played
German
in
already.
2004. Thomas LeVay played in 2004. But I'm sure he was in the playoff at the 2002 Open. Can't be LeVay. It's not Van de Velde. What other countries are there? Denmark.
Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Germany,
Belgium didn't have
France,
any until your man called Sars.
Portugal. No, Portugal.
Portugal's never had one. Ireland. Nope. Got Harrington, got Clark. Lewis, give us the country.
In the list that you've just reeled off, you said the country.
It's because I said every country
No,
in
you
Europe.
didn't.
Okay,
Think
fine.
about the
Bosnia.
countries you've just said. Yes, Bosnia. Well done. No, if I give you the country, it's a dead giveaway.
So there's one.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
So one.
We didn't say Holland, did we?
Didn't say Holland.
Robert Jan
It's not.
Derksen didn't play anyway.
No.
Wales.
I
Phil Price.
was expecting you to get this player pretty early on in your deliberations.
I don't
Certainly,
give a toss what you were
certainly before Pierre and Nicholas.
Yeah, but I've got a weird memory of those two. If you said the country, it'll give it away.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So it's definitely not another Englishman.
No, they're not English.
And it's not an Irishman, probably.
No, they're not from Great Britain
So-
or Ireland.
France, Spain, Portugal.
Is it another Swede?
We've said all the Swedes, haven't we?
They're not Swedish.
They're not Swedish.
Okay.
Not Swede.
The only Norwegian to play is Hovland. Denmark. Is it Thomas Bjorn?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Thomas Bjorn?
Yeah, it's Thomas
Oh
Bjorn.
my God.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, yeah.
Because
That's what
I
I'm
know
saying,
he played in
yeah.
'97.
Yeah, no,
and then he
was
didn't
there.
play again for a while.
Mhm.
But he played in 2002, and then what was it? Not again until 2014.
Yeah, it could be right. I think so. Yeah. So yeah, you were certainly there then. So
Okay.
you did really well there. I was impressed.
Well, we got them all, so
You
I'd
got
say we
them
did
all.
well.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh.
Aye.
Yeah.
James chipping in with Jesper Parnovic. Great shout.
Plot that one out of this.
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
James.
Yeah, I
Out the
knew it was in.
stratosphere.
I was about to like
Jesper.
twist your hat
Yeah.
up
Yeah, don't
so
do
that you could do. Yeah, so that then you knew. But I thought that would elicit a bad reaction.
Oh,
So yeah, there we go.
dear.
Well done, guys. Good.
2 weeks, 2
Good
wins.
effort.
There we
Yeah,
go.
fine, Michael. I thought I'd try and like test you a bit more with that, and it did test you certainly more. 'Cause
Pierre
the last-
Fulkin, Nicholas Fath's just.
straight off the top. Yeah, they were. Philip Price as well, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
So yeah, impressed.
Fair play.
Well done,
Thanks
guys.
for that. Appreciate
Great
it.
shout.
If you've got any ideas for golf tenable, then get in touch with Lewis. His DMs
Please
are
do.
open, and let him know the subject and preferably the answers as well. Otherwise, he will go to ChatGPT, and there's a chance they'll be wrong. Right, gents, that is us for this week. Thank you both very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
Excited
Thanks,
for next
Michael.
week?
Oh yes,
What is next
come
week?
on! It's the
Oh,
next week.
Masters.
The Masters
Thank
preview.
God.
Absolutely
Bring it on.
buzzing. We will be back
Dun, dun,
this time next week. So Monday, look out for the Masters preview dropping Monday late afternoon, early evening. We are very, very excited about that. And that's all I'm going to say about it right now. So, yes, thank you, gents, for your time. Thank you to you
Thank you.
for listening. If you've been following along, remember, Spotify users, you can leave us comments. So, leave us a little note and we will go in and reply to you. If you've been watching on YouTube, likewise, thank you very much indeed, and jump into the comments. Let us know your thoughts on anything that we have discussed. The opening men's major of the season, the battle for the green jacket. Rory McIlroy's return to the scene of his most career-defining moment is almost upon us. Cannot wait for that. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's bye-bye for now.